Now let us look into another topic of inorganic chemistry, that is p block elements. Now you all know about the periodic table here. So the extreme left is the S block. So extreme right of the periodic table is your p block elements. In between S and P is D, and below what you have is F block elements. Now what are these p block elements? P block elements are those in which last electron enters outermost p orbital. Okay, so when the last electron is entering outermost p orbital, then we call those elements as p block elements. Now as we all know that there are three p orbitals, px, py, pz. So therefore 6 electrons can enter into this p orbital. So the maximum capacity of p orbitals is 6 electrons. So as because you have 3 p orbitals. So if you take s orbital, the maximum capacity of that s orbital is 2 electrons. Similarly, the maximum capacity of p orbital is 6 electrons. 6 electrons can enter into p orbital. Therefore, you have 6 groups in p block. So starting from group 13 to group 18. So you have altogether 6 groups in p block elements starting from group 13 to group 18. So if you want to tell about the valence shell electronic configuration, that is the outermost electronic configuration, it is ns2 np 1 to 6. So in p orbital the electrons may vary from 1 to 6, except for helium, which has got an electronic configuration of 1s2. Okay, so the valence shell electronic configuration of p block elements is ns2 np 1 to 6. Okay, so if you consider the groups here, 6 groups, group 13, group 14, group 15, group 16, group 17 and group 18. So which are the elements which are heading the group? So we can call it as group heads. So 13th group is headed by boron, 14th group is headed by carbon, 15th group is headed by nitrogen, 16th group is headed by oxygen, 17th group by fluorine, and 18th group by helium. Okay, so if you write its outermost electronic configuration, so what is the valence shell electronic configuration? ns2 np 1 to 6. So for 13th group, outer electronic configuration is ns2 np1. For 14th group, it is ns2 np2. For 15th group, ns2 np3. For 16th group, it is ns2 np4. For 17th group, ns2 np5. And for 18th group, you have ns2 np6. So this is the outermost electronic configuration of p block elements starting from group 13 to group 18. Now whichever elements are headed by the groups, it is named after that element. For example, group 13 is called as boron family. Why it is called boron family? Because it is headed by boron. 14th group is called as carbon family. 15th group is called as nitrogen family. 16th group is called as oxygen family. 17th group is called as halogen family. Okay, halogen group. Okay, 18th group you can call it as inert gases or noble gases. Okay, so 17th group elements are called as halogens, 18th group elements are called as inert gases or noble gases. Now when you consider its oxidation state, the oxidation state is equal to number of electrons that are present in the valence shell. Okay, so oxidation state of the element is equal to number of electrons present in the valence shell. So if you consider group 13 elements, how many electrons are present in the valence shell? 2 plus 1, so 3. Okay, so for 14th group, 2 plus 2, 4. For 15th group, 3 plus 2, 5. For 16th group, 2 plus 4, that is 6. For 17th group, 2 plus 5, that is 7. For 18th group, 2 plus 6, that is 8. So they show an oxidation state of plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6, plus 7 and plus 8. So this maximum oxidation state is nothing but number of valence electrons. So I can call the maximum oxidation state that is shown by p block elements is equal to the number of valence electrons present. So this I can also call it as group oxidation state. Okay, this is also called as group oxidation state. Now p block elements will also show other oxidation states. P block elements will also show other oxidation state which is equal to 2 unit less than the group oxidation state, which is equal to what? 2 unit less than the group oxidation state. So if it is plus 3, 2 unit less in the sense it will be plus 1. So other oxidation state is plus 1. So for 14th group, the maximum oxidation state or the group oxidation state, if it is plus 4, 2 unit less will be plus 2. Okay. In addition to that, 14th group will also show minus 4 oxidation state. Now for 15th group, maximum oxidation state or group oxidation state is plus 5. So 2 unit less will be plus 3. In addition to that, it will also show minus 3 oxidation state. So for 16th group, plus 6 is the group oxidation state. 2 unit less means it will show plus 4 oxidation state. In addition to that, it will also show plus 2 and minus 2 oxidation state. So for 17th group, group oxidation state is plus 7. 2 unit less means plus 5 oxidation state. In addition to plus 5, it will also show plus 3, plus 1 and minus 1. For 18th group, group oxidation state is plus 8. In addition, 2 unit less means plus 6. In addition to that, it will show plus 4 and plus 2 oxidation state. So group oxidation state is what? It is equal to the number of valence electrons present. Okay. For example, 13th is plus 3, 14th plus 4, 15th plus 5, 16th plus 6, 17 plus 7 and 18 plus 8. Okay. If I want to write the electronic configuration of p block elements, then noble gas, I should write it in this form. Noble gas or inert gas, NS2, NP, 1 to 6. If they only ask you what is the outermost or valence shell electronic configuration, then you should write only NS2, NP, 1 to 6. So you have group oxidation state. In addition to that, you have other oxidation states also. So this variable in oxidation state or 2 unit lesser oxidation state than that of the group oxidation state is called as inert pair effect. So we'll discuss this whenever we move further. But just remember that the oxidation state shown by these elements, which is 2 unit less than the group oxidation state, is called inert pair effect. Okay. Now inert pair effect, what is that? NS electrons will not participate in bonding. This inertness of NS electrons in bonding is known as inert pair effect. And one important thing you are supposed to remember is whenever you move down the group, stability of group oxidation state will decrease, while the stability of N-2 oxidation state will increase due to inert pair effect. So whenever you move down the group oxidation state, stability of group oxidation state will decrease, but 2 unit less oxidation state stability will tend to increase. That is due to inert pair effect. Now in p block elements, if you consider, all the 3 sorts of elements are available. That is, you have metals, you have non-metals, and you also have metalloids. Okay, so all the 3 parts sort of elements are present in case of p block elements: metals, non-metals as well as metalloids. If you look into the p block elements here, the one in the brown are considered to be metalloids here. So boron is also considered metalloid, but more of it is a non-metal. Boron is a non-metal. Silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony and tellurium are metalloids. Above these metalloids are non-metals, and the one below these metalloids are considered to be metals. So in case of p block elements, you can see metalloids, metals as well as non-metals. Non-metals have higher ionization enthalpies and higher electronegativity than those of metals. Hence, In contrast to metals which readily form cations, non-metals will readily form anions. Okay, and the compounds that are formed by the union of highly reactive metals with non-metals are generally ionic. Okay, if you are forming a compound by the union of highly reactive metals with non-metals, so both metals and non-metals, they are highly reactive, then generally the compound that is formed will be ionic. Now why it is ionic? Because of large difference in their electronegativities. The compounds that are formed by the union of non-metals themselves are largely covalent in character due to small differences in their electronegativities. If non-metals are united to form a compound, then whatever the compound that is formed will be covalent in character. Okay. Oxides of non-metals are either acidic or neutral, whereas oxides of metals are always basic in nature. Okay. More electropositive the metal, the more basic is its oxide, and more electronegative the non-metal, more acidic is its oxide. Okay. Next point, among the p block elements, the acidic character of the oxides increases or basic character decreases along the period. So along the period, if you go, acidic character of oxide will increase and basic character will tend to decrease. Down the group, if you go, basic character of the oxide increases, acidic character decreases down the group. First member of each group of p block elements differ from its exceeding members of their respective group. This we call it as anomalous behavior. Now what are the reasons for the differences? Why the first member of each group is differing from the other members of its own group? First is size and other properties which depend upon size. So first reason is size and other properties which are depending upon size. Second one is absence of d orbitals in their valence shell. So down the group, if you go, first member will not have any d orbital. Down the group, if you go, then there will be d orbitals present. But if you take first member of each group of p block element, so first element in the p block will have no d orbital in their valence shell. Okay, these are the two reasons because of which the first member of each group is differing from rest of the members of its own group here.